1. Introduction: accepting suffering and letting go of worries. In life, no one escapes suffering and hardship. We often ask, why do I have to endure these difficulties? But in Buddhism, suffering is an inevitable part of human existence. The Buddha once taught that life is impermanent. Everything we go through will eventually pass. Understanding and accepting suffering as a natural part of life helps us let go of burdens in our hearts. When we let go, we can step more lightly on the path to finding true peace. 2. Principle of non-attachment: learning to let go. Non-attachment is the way to transcend suffering. In life, we tend to cling to many things: money, relationships, or our own expectations. But it is this very attachment that causes suffering. Imagine you're gripping a rope tightly. The more you hold on, the more pain you feel. When you let go, the pain eases. Learning to let go of what we can't control brings a sense of peace to our minds. Practicing non-attachment is a lesson in freeing ourselves from the bonds of material things and emotions. 3. Mindfulness: living fully in the present moment. Mindfulness is one of the core principles of Buddhism, teaching us how to live fully in each moment, to be aware of ourselves and our surroundings without judgment. In modern life, where everything moves so quickly, we often get swept away by thoughts about the past and anxieties about the future. Mindfulness creates a peaceful space within our minds, helping us connect with the present moment and release the pressure of complex thoughts. A simple example of mindfulness is when you have a cup of coffee in the morning. Instead of drinking coffee while checking your phone or thinking about work, take a few minutes to fully focus on the cup in front of you. Savor the aroma, the rich taste on your tongue, and the warmth of the cup in your hands. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require you to force yourself into a rigid mindset or eliminate your thoughts, but rather to observe them calmly. Every moment that you truly focus on the present brings lightness and reduces stress. In more challenging circumstances, mindfulness can become a valuable tool. Imagine you're stuck in a traffic jam. Frustration and worry can quickly take over as you think about being late or encountering trouble. Instead of letting these emotions control your mind, try practicing mindfulness. Focus on your breathing, feel your body seated in the car, and observe your surroundings without urgency or blame. When you practice mindfulness in this situation, you'll notice that negative emotions begin to subside, and acceptance replaces frustration. Mindfulness also plays a vital role in personal relationships. When engaging in a conversation with someone, instead of thinking about what you will say next, truly listen, paying attention to their emotions and words. This not only helps you understand the other person more deeply, but also creates a strong connection. Mindfulness in communication strengthens relationships, as your presence and attention are always felt and appreciated by others. Busy and stressful lives make mindfulness challenging, but that's precisely why it's so valuable. When you take the time to genuinely live each moment, you start to find joy in small things, peace in your mind, and comfort in your own body. You don't have to attend lengthy meditation sessions or adhere to strict methods. Just spend a few minutes each day to be fully present with yourself and the world around you. Mindfulness isn't an action. It's a way of living, an approach to life that lets you fully experience and appreciate each moment. 4. Acceptance: embracing reality as it is. Acceptance is a foundational principle in Buddhism, helping us to embrace reality with grace rather than forcing things to be a certain way. In life, many things happen beyond our control, and the expectation for outcomes or the desire for things to follow our plan often leads to suffering. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding that by agreeing with our current circumstances, we can lessen our inner turmoil, find solutions, or learn to adapt. A classic example of acceptance is when plans change at the last minute. Maybe you've prepared extensively for a trip or an important meeting, but an unexpected situation disrupts everything. The first reaction for many is to feel frustrated or disappointed. However, instead of resisting reality, try to accept it. Look at the situation from another perspective. Perhaps this change is an opportunity to rest or experience something new. When we accept change rather than complain about it, our minds become calmer and more prepared for what's next. In relationships, acceptance is also crucial for fostering harmony and understanding. Imagine you have a friend or family member who is often late. If you can't accept this as part of their character, it's easy to feel irritated and develop resentment. Acceptance doesn't mean you agree with their actions, but it prevents negative emotions from overwhelming you and allows you to respond in a suitable way, like arranging to meet earlier or being more flexible with time. As a result, relationships become easier and less tense. Acceptance also holds great significance in self-reflection. Often, we are our own harshest critics. Instead of being overly critical of our faults or failures, learn to accept that you are human with limitations and mistakes. When you stop blaming yourself, you open up to personal growth in a gentle and natural way. Finally, acceptance doesn't mean neglecting everything or losing motivation. Instead, it helps you gain a clearer view of reality, allowing your mind to be free from unrealistic expectations and enabling you to find solutions or improve your current situation. Acceptance is a mental preparation to face anything, and through it, you can find peace amid life's challenges. 5. Patience. Embracing life's challenges with resilience. Patience is one of the core virtues in Buddhism, embodying the ability to remain calm and resilient in the face of challenges without succumbing to negative emotions like anger or despair. In a world full of pressures where we often encounter expectations from work, family, and society, patience becomes a valuable skill that helps us persevere through trials. You may have experienced times when everything seemed to go against you. Hard work went unrecognized, relationships faced obstacles, or financial difficulties weighed heavily on you. During such moments, without patience, it's easy to feel exhausted and lose hope. Patience allows us to maintain a positive outlook, reminding us that each difficulty is only temporary and forms a part of our personal growth journey. Imagine you're growing a tree. You water it and tend to it each day, yet for a long time, you see no visible growth. It's easy to feel discouraged and think about giving up. But if you wait patiently, eventually the roots will deepen and the tree will grow strong and tall. Life is much the same. Challenges are meant to strengthen us, building resilience and inner strength. Consider the example of learning a new skill, such as playing a musical instrument or mastering a language. At first, the learning process might seem confusing, even overwhelming, prompting you to quit. Yet, with patience, you begin to see gradual progress, motivating you to continue. Patience enables us to experience growth that may have otherwise gone unnoticed, allowing us to truly benefit from each step of the journey. In relationships, patience is a key ingredient in fostering trust and compassion. When someone causes you pain or acts contrary to your expectations, instead of reacting hastily, give them the time and space to reflect and grow. Everyone has their own circumstances and challenges. Sometimes a little patience can be a profound gift to someone else. Especially in close relationships, such as family or romantic partnerships, patience encourages tolerance rather than demanding others fulfill our every desire. Patience doesn't mean accepting things unconditionally, but rather understanding and embracing others' limits and differences. With patience, we become calm, open to listening and understanding, leading to inner peace and harmony in life. Patience teaches us to respect the natural process of change, understanding that everything has its own growth timeline. Remember, as long as you keep moving forward, difficulties will gradually fade and new paths will reveal themselves. 7. Compassion, loving and understanding others. Compassion is the foundation of Buddhist practice and the root of all love. It goes beyond temporary sympathy or a fleeting emotional response. It is a deep understanding of another person's suffering. When we can place ourselves in another's shoes, feeling their pain and seeing the challenges they are facing, compassion arises naturally. This understanding enables us to act with kindness, speak gently, and offer help without expecting anything in return. For example, imagine encountering a homeless person on the street. Instead of feeling mere pity for their situation, You might pause to listen to their story, share some food or a small amount of money, or simply be present with them. This act of being present and empathetic can significantly reduce their sense of isolation and hopelessness. It is a form of compassion that Buddhism encourages. Compassion also brings peace to our own hearts. When we love and help others, we experience joy in our actions. Compassion helps us understand that everyone has their own struggles, which prevents us from being overly attached to others' mistakes or shortcomings. If someone hurts us, compassion allows us to understand that they are also suffering and that their actions may be a reflection of their own pain. Furthermore, compassion is not only about loving others, but also about loving ourselves. When we learn to understand and forgive ourselves, we stop dwelling on past mistakes or obsessing over our flaws. This self-compassion allows us to view ourselves kindly, without judgment, and enables us to move forward in life with a more peaceful heart. 8. Insight. Seeking wisdom from within. Insight is not simply knowledge from books, but rather a deep understanding of oneself and life. In Buddhism, insight is developed through meditation and observing life objectively. Insight allows us to see things clearly, free from illusions and unhelpful desires, and to approach life's circumstances with calm acceptance. Consider a difficult situation. Insight allows us to understand that everything has a cause and that all situations are temporary. For instance, if you lose your job, rather than feeling anxious or blaming yourself, insight helps you recognize this as one phase of your journey. With this understanding, you can use the time to reflect, acquire new skills, and be ready for future opportunities. Insight also helps us to recognize the true value of life, steering us away from excessive materialism and superficial pursuits. As insight deepens, we realize that happiness does not come from material possessions but from a peaceful heart. It's insight that brings us this inner calm, freeing us from dependency on external circumstances. Moreover, someone with insight is more understanding and forgiving. When we see that everyone has their own struggles and reasons, we become less judgmental and less inclined to hold grudges. Insight helps us understand that no one is perfect and that everyone is trying to navigate their own difficulties. For this reason, insight is an essential part of the path to a peaceful and meaningful life. Nine, impermanence. Understanding that everything is temporary. Understanding impermanence teaches us not to cling to fleeting things and to value everything in the present moment. Impermanence means that nothing in life is permanent. From health, beauty, and wealth to relationships, everything changes over time. When we accept this truth, we feel less pain when faced with loss. Take relationships, for example. If we understand that love can change, we'll appreciate every moment spent with a loved one and be more prepared to let go when the time comes. This does not mean we should love half-heartedly, but rather that we understand that love, like everything else, may come and go. Embracing impermanence helps us avoid the prolonged pain that comes from holding on when it's time to release. Impermanence also prevents us from relying on external things for happiness. When we understand that wealth, fame, and status can disappear, we learn to appreciate the true values of life, such as compassion, mindfulness, and insight. This realization helps us face life's changes with calm acceptance, rather than fear. Finally, impermanence teaches us to live fully in each moment. When we know that everything can pass at any time, we stop wasting time and focus on what truly matters. Live as if today is the last day. Love as if it's the last time, and cherish what you have, knowing that all things will pass. Impermanence helps us live a complete life, free from regret or worry. 10. Lesson summary. Practice to find peace. Each principle in Buddhism is a step toward living a happy and peaceful life. If you feel trapped, start with small things like practicing mindfulness or letting go of unnecessary expectations. Remember, suffering is not our enemy. It is our teacher. Through suffering, we learn to rise above, seeking inner peace. Use each principle as a guide, helping you live more slowly, embrace the present, and appreciate what you have.